My name is Jonathon, and I will be talking about tartans and kilts. First, we will start with a tartan. What is it? A tartan is a wool piece of clothing with a crisscross pattern. A tartan is a symbol of family or clan. My clan is the Ferguson clan. And this is my tartan. You guys will pass this around. That is the Atoll Ferguson, which was first done in 1850. Next, we will be talking about the tartan. What else is it? It's a symbol of clothing representing Scotland. Yeah. Now, who has tartans? There are over 513 tartans around the world. Who has them? Yeah. There's Scottish clan and families. There are countries like New Zealand and the United States. The United States has their tartan. Looks like this. If you guys can't see, you can come closer. Look, that's like that's what it looks like.
Who's this at?
This is America's. United States of America.
So everyone in America has that one?
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to wear a mask, did I get that on?
It's a kilt. And yes, if you want.
I'm gonna wear a kilt.
States and provinces. There are over 20. There are 20 states out of 50. 20 states that have tartans. California, Colorado, Connecticut, Indiana, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Mexico, North and South Carolina, Oklahoma, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Washington State. The Indiana tartan looks like this. This is another one you could wear.
Is it blue?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well. Also, military groups have them. The Air Force, Army, Navy, and Marines. There's tartans for special events, and you can even design your own. You have to the only problem is you have to register with the Scottish Tartan Authority, which isn't easy. And that's it. We're going to move now to kilts. You see a tartan most often in a kilt, like mine. Now we're going to do a history on kilts, or the history of the tartan. The first when tartan was ever found was in a grave in the really hard-named desert in western China. But the people were not Chinese. They were Caucasoid with long, slender noses and reddish hair. They were Western European Celts, which is the first. When the Romans came to England, they saw people with brightly colored striped clothing. We don't really know if they were tartans because the Romans didn't have words describing crisscrossed, so it was basically a guess. The next written thing with kilts was a picture of a Highland soldier in a tartan great kilt in 1631. This is the first real proof that we have of the tartan, which I don't know. Then the next Battle of Culloden in 1746 between the Scots and the English was a turning point for Scottish tartan. You know when your mom tells you not to do something, But you do it more because you just want to be like that. Well, that's what happened with the Scots. The King of England, George II, didn't allow Scots to wear their tartan. So just for spite, they set up the tartan patterns for different families, which looks mostly. These are just some of the tartans that are around. Those are just okay, and that's our little bit of history on the kilt. Now, moving on. The kilt means to gather into vertical pleats, like mine back here. Just basically like that. Pleats can be two ways. One shows the tartan pattern and kind of shows the tartan pattern like this. It'll be like that, all the way across, all the way around the kilt. The second way is to do what they call military pleats, which are like mine, which they show an even color on the back, but then you open them up and there's the rest of the bead. Oh, these are military pleats. You open them up and there's the rest of the pattern. So it just makes it look nice. Okay. And the kilt should hit between the mid of the kneecap, which is like right there, and an inch above the knee, which is right there. So I'm a little bit long, but I need a belt. Here. How much fabric do you think is in a kilt? Anybody? Yes. 4 miles. 4 miles. No.
What? What was the question?
How much cloth is in a
How
quilt?
much fabric do you think is in the kilt? Yes.
A yard?
No. Yes.
10 yards.
Closer.
11.
No. Yes.
6 yards.
Close. 6 to 8 yards of fabric is in a kilt. I've got a piece of paper that is 8 yards long. So the people who don't know how long that is, you can see one.
You get the rubber band off.
Which is that long?
How long does it take you to wrap that around your back?
Not very long actually.
It's nothing.
Nice leather belt like that. I don't have a belt buckle yet, so I can't. Next is a sporran, which is this right here. The reason for having a sporran is because,
Protect your drawing.
as you can see, the kilt doesn't have any pockets. So it's like just a pocket. And then you should, if you can, if you want, have a skindu, something like that, which is a knife that goes in your socks. And then they have a Glengarry, which is a hat that looks like this.
Oh, I so want one.
These are for pipers or people marching. You can usually get them because they're just like free stuff, but yeah, tourists. But you should wear them while marching. You can put your clan's pin up here because all the clans usually have pins, which I put mine first. Okay. And then there is the socks, as you can see, which are long. And then we are decorative, and way back when, they were actually used to hold it up, hold your socks up because they didn't have elastic, so for now they're just decorative.